What's up, guys? Welcome back to another aggro cast. Today we're here with a 2-on-2 game between Order of the Dragon with Frankie Dukes playing as the teal, and we have KT Roth on Jeanne d'Arc in the yellow. They are protagonists today. They will be going up against Barigno in the red on the English, all the way down here, and his teammate Lusty One on the French. A couple of starter civs for our antagonists today. As always, we will... You know what? We're going to go to a 4 times and speed this up a little bit so we can get some action on the field. I know these guys pretty well, and I know that they've practiced these openers quite a lot, so they definitely know their build orders. Although we did miss a couple sheep here, looks like KT Roth will be picking them up. That's a lot of sheep that he picked up for his initial villagers. Our dragon player also bringing back a good amount of sheep. Is he going to see these? No, he's going to run the opposite way, which is okay. We got the English scout coming into his base. Is he going to pick up the kill? Didn't react quick enough. English scout gets out. We already have... Okay, we ran our scout a little too close, took some damage, got out of there, grabbed another sheep. Alright, let's slow it down a little bit here. We got the Minework Palace coming in for our dragon player, along with the School of Cavalry for Jean. Nothing for the English player, even though, okay, he doesn't know his build order as well, because he has plenty of food, just not enough gold. And we have a School of Cavalry coming up for the French. Let's see when this English player is actually going to throw down his Council Hall. There he goes. He's doing it with 1. I'm no English main, but I don't think that's enough villagers on there. We got the scout coming back with a good amount of sheep. 4 sheep. That's probably a secondary run. Let's hide this, see more of the map. Got our Minework Palace coming in for our dragon player. He has enough to throw down a production building, and he's going to go with a stable. With the Jean Knights and the Gilded Horsemen, expect to see some spears for our antagonists. And our dragon player is going to go for the early boar, an aggressive move that's fairly close to the English base. Almost loses a villager or 2, but gets it done in the end. I know our Jean player is saying, stop killing my boars, but, you know, our dragon player does not care about that. A good scouting run here to see what the French player is up to. The French player... Looks like he doesn't have enough for a production building yet, but he is going to be making knights out of his School of Cavalry. We got a knight off here. He's got floating a lot of gold. He's got to keep producing these knights. Let's get on the resources of our Jean player. French player under attack. Takes him a little bit to get his knight involved, but he does throw everything he has into the TC and barely tickles the Royal Knight of Jeanne d'Arc. And here comes another knight. See what he's going to get up to as Jean kills the boar for the XP. Okay, you got 3 knights out in the field. Yes, 3 knights to scout and Jean. And we got Gilded Horsemen coming out onto the field. Is that his first? No, it looks like it's his second horseman. Not sure where the other one is. But no, that's just gathering the boar. Let's take a look in here on Jean. Is he going to throw down a barracks to make spears? Doesn't have anyone on wood, so no, he's gonna go heavy on the knights early. Just get a harassing on this French. Not sure what our dragon player is doing. He's just gonna be massing out his gold, protect that up a little bit. Not quite sure where his scout is. It's in the back sitting, doing nothing, next to the English scout, which is also sitting in the back doing nothing. Good scouting coming in from our Gold League players. 3 knights and Jean and a scout versus 4 knights. Here comes the 4th knight for Jean. Good damage there from Jean, but he does not lose that knight. Interesting decision by the French player to not attack that knight at the end. Just 3 Gilded Horsemen coming in. And the English player is throwing down a blacksmith. He's massing some longbows, which is not a good decision because he will be going up against those Gilded Horsemen. That's going to be a long run. He needs to throw down a barracks. I don't think he knows about the Gilded Horsemen because, as we said, his scout is back here hanging out with the deer, being one with the deer. His blacksmith worker was not shift queued to something else. He also has a bunch of sheep here that he could be getting, but he's got everyone on that one deer. We're not going to judge. It happens to the best of us. That's another idle villager. He's just going to be printing these longbows. And here comes the Gilded Horseman of the Dragon player. He's floating a lot of food here. Maybe he should throw some of those guys on wood so we can make more horsemen. He doesn't have nearly enough wood, but he does have more horsemen in queue. One idle villager because he built a house. You know, once you build a house, you gotta sit there for a little bit. The knight-on-knight action looks like we got 5 versus 4, and Jean running in behind. Here comes another. Maybe he should also throw down a barracks and get some spearmen. Both of these French... And Jean goes down. Unfortunate mistake by our Jean player. And don't worry about it. The French has plenty of idle villagers. They're going to go over to gold. As the Dragon player chases the longbows into the French base, looks like he's going to find some more longbows here. But he doesn't have a scout with these horsemen. He would have seen these longbows, sorry, these villagers, if he's had a scout in here. You always want to have a scout with your horsemen, get some extra vision. He is going to go on a raid here and pick up at least one villager, run under the TC, take some unnecessary damage. He should get out of there, but he's going to take down a longbowman first. And here come the French knights. He should get out of here. He should not be taking this fight right now. He's way outnumbered. He's going to lose 2 horsemen and then get out. He should have known to get out earlier than that. But here comes the Jean player for assistance. Not communicating, so the Jean was just bringing his knights. He wasn't actually coming to help the fight. He was just coming in because even though I know these guys are in Discord, they are definitely not talking to each other. It looks like our Dragon player could be making some knights here. He's got enough resources for the knights. No, he's going to continue to go with the horsemen. Knowing that the English player is helping defend the French, he should go into the English base, maybe get in this wood line, stop the longbowman production. No other production buildings for our English player, just the council hall. And these horsemen, he should probably leave this horseman in his base until he can heal it up later and just use the new horseman that he's created. But he's just rallying them to his gold. Maybe if you could rally them to this area over here, it would be a little bit more useful. But he's getting a lot of food. The gather rate for these dragon villagers is through the roof on wild game. Oh, it looks like, okay, he figured it out. He is going to be chopping that wood. He's going to get stone. Let's see if he's going to go for a second TC here. Some defensive walls coming in for our Jean player. On this stupid map, you have to do this on the cliffs. Maybe he could get these 3 sheep, but once again, the scouts kind of stop after the first 5 minutes of the game in Gold League. We do not continue to scout. Our English player not taking advantage of the increased gathering rate from mills. He's just going to go with farms around his TC, and then long distance wood chop over here. This wolf is really bothering our dragon player, especially with 9 health left on this gilded horseman. He's gonna want to put a gate in here so we can get through instead of trying to run around every time. And our English player is just kind of hanging out in the French base. The French player has his 9 knights. He's gonna get chivalry and make a bunch more knights. A blacksmith with some spears would be very useful for our Jeanne d'Arc player, but instead he goes second TC and another stables. So he's making a bunch of knights to counteract the knights when just a couple spears would be a lot more efficient for him. Let's see this raid coming in as the dragon player puts a mill down. Did he mean to put a tower down? No, he put a mill down on another hunted meat. And the English player moves his villagers off to the side, but our dragon player is just going to go around. This horseman shouldn't be here. He's going to die too fast. No, our dragon player is not going to go around. He's just going to hang out. But here is our Jeanne d'Arc player. Are they going to tag team the English here? Is this communication coming in from our protagonists? It might be, as they enter at the same time. Man, some spears would just be tremendous for our English player, but once again, he's only making longbows. And here comes a spear. A hardened spearman. Oh, these villagers are idle. They built the barracks and now they're out of here. The gilded horsemen are scared and running away as opposed to helping the French knights. And what is the French player doing about this attack on the English? Nothing. And the English player is also doing nothing, leaving his units in the French base. A nice little raid in here by our protagonists and forcing a lot of idle time out of the English player. He has thrown down a third barracks. These are the barracks building villagers, and they just build barracks and sit there afterwards. Oh no, they're going to go to gold. Oh, interesting play to actually use your villagers to mine resources. Let's go into the French base, see how he's working with his second TC. He's got... Let's look at the resources per minute here. The French player should have the most, as he is on 2 CC now, but it looks like our Dragon player is also doing pretty well in income per minute. He's just going to mass more stables. Really, some spearmen would do wonders for our for our Jeanne d'Arc player, but he's just going to go stables. He's going stables the whole way. Some barracks here for our French player would be nice, but he's also going just stables. These players have played the French and Jeanne before, and they know their best unit is the knight, and they're just going to spam knights into each other. We got 11 knights versus 13 knights. And Jean leading the way from behind. This is not going to go well for our Jean player. The French player has too many knights. If he had just 5 spears, this would go a lot better for him. And the gilded horseman is just going to be hanging out because these guys are not communicating. They need to go at the French player together, but instead our Jeanne d'Arc player is just going to throw away a knight. He's just threw it away. He did not look to see how many knights the French player had, and he just threw one away. If he had a scout in here with his knights, he would have had more vision, and he wouldn't have thrown that knight away. He is going to get... Oh, no, he is going to lose another knight before getting to his wall. And our Dragon player is just gathering meat so close to the English base. This is a wild strategy. And his 10 gilded horsemen are just kind of sitting there. And he has also gone 2 TC as he continues to pump out horsemen. Not a barracks in sight for these guys. We got more stables, archers, and a Regnant's Cathedral coming down for our Dragon player. Let's see if anyone else has the income to go castle. It looks like our French player, both of our protagonists are just floating tons of food. Maybe reallocate your villagers so that you don't float so much food. These guys on berries do not need to be on berries when you have 1,800, now 1,900 food. The French player putting up some walls trying to secure this gold, but maybe could have secured this gold with a wall from here to here instead. I'm not one to judge. 22 knights here, and our Jeanne d'Arc player is going to run in with 2 scouts. I think he probably made one of those by accident, but he likes the idea of getting extra vision with the scout. Like, once again, I cannot say it enough. Just a couple spears. It doesn't have to be a ton of spears. Just a couple spears would do wonders. And here come the horsemen in the back. I know our Dragon player likes a raid, but this is a little excessive. It's a little too far away. He needs to come down and attack these gold villagers. There he goes, being more deer. This guy loves to hunt deer. Let's just take a look around the base here. He's getting his upgrades now that he's in castle. Do we have any fighting going on? We have no fighting. Looks like we're doing a little okey doke from both of our protagonists here. Slowly but surely, he was over here, now he's here. Now he's going over here. He's slowly but surely making his way into the English base. The English player, massing units. That's all he wants to do. He's got massed units over here. He's got massed units over here. Not looking to push forward at all. Instead, he's going to go castle. Once again, not a single mill on the map for our English player. Actually, I'm sorry, that's incorrect. He does have a mill over here. no horticulture. Or, sorry, got horticulture, no fertilization. Interesting strategy coming out from our English player that has increased gather rate around mills. We're starting to believe he doesn't even realize he gets that. So many knights over here for our French player as our dragon player scoots across the map, and he's going to take a lot of damage and lose a couple of horsemen. Not the best raid. He needs to stop fighting under the TCs. We got another castle age coming in from the French. And what do we have? There's a monastery coming in, so he's going to be looking to get some relics. Where is the Royal Institute here for our Jeanne d'Arc player? Maybe if they spoke to each other, they could go in at the same time. I don't know. We got a couple gilded archers coming in. That's going to be important to fight this English. He has spears and longbows, but the gilded archers are just a little bit better. And here come the French knights. Oh man, that is too many knights and our gilded horsemen need to run away. They gotta get out of here. It's not looking great right now for our protagonist. And I can't help but think it's because they don't have a single barracks between the two of them. There's so many royal knights on the field, and they have no barracks to fight them. And our French player is showing no signs of building anything but knights. He's all knights all the time, and there's not a single barracks on the field for our protagonist. They do know about the rock, paper, scissors system in this game, correct? No, we're going to force more knights out. Look at this, just bombing these knights out. Maybe we should start getting the upgrades for them. I mean, I'm not one to judge, but maybe we should start getting some upgrades. And it looks like a couple of the knights are going to run in and force some idle time. And that gets a response of 25 knights from our French player. So he will take down these stragglers. We have another raid coming in from the dragon player. I don't know if he really got anything there, but he did force some idle time. Our protagonists over here have been trying to raid over and over again. I don't think they're getting too much value. Ooh, it's a relic party. We got a prelate sitting next to the relic. We'll check in a couple minutes, see if he picked it up. Oh, we're on the berries. Oh, we did get one over here. So both of our protagonists are looking to pick up relics. He needs to bring this horse into the fight. I'm gonna guess this horse will sit here till the end of the game. Oh, he's on to gilded knights now. And he's done with this gold, but fortunately for him, the English player hasn't... I don't think he knows that he can cross the street, and he's just sitting in his base. He's got overprotective parents. They do not want him to cross the street, so he's just going to sit in his base. And we have picked up the relic! It only took a couple minutes here, but we did pick up that relic. And our dragon player is going to put a gold mine, or a mining camp down on this gold mine and build a couple towers. Smart. Let's see what our Jeanne d'Arc player is doing. He decides, I have Jeanne, you just have knights. My knights will eventually overwhelm your knights. He's got 25 knights against 25 knights, but also has Jeanne d'Arc. So I think he might be right in this matchup. Our English player still protecting these farms with 21 longbows. Not quite sure if he knows that they're there. The dragon player's house villager has stopped making houses. He could make 4 more. He has the resources. He's floating a ton of food and a ton of gold. He might want to jump into his mine work and start getting some upgrades, but instead, he's going Elsbach Palace. With 61 villagers, I think I might have gone with the Swabia just to pump those villager numbers up. He's going to go Elsbach. He needs to get these villagers on the gold. He quickly realizes, but this house villager, he makes houses, and that's all he does. This siege workshop villager, he makes siege workshops, and when he's done doing that, he's tired. This villager was queued to the gold, but he's just going to hang out here instead. Make sure that this gold mine is empty. We're going to pick up some stone here because we want to get these emplacements now that we're making it into Imperial. Let's check in on the macro for our French player. It looks like he just ran out of gold, and he's going to be going up to this gold mine. Lots of sheep over here going unclaimed from our protagonists. So these are the supervisor workers. They don't actually farm the fields. They just supervise and make sure that these farmers are working their best. Oh, they will buy their own land and they will start farming themselves. We do have another raid coming in, and the English player is going to let these horsemen get all over his longbows. Where are his spears? They're all the way down here. Way too late to respond. Way too late to respond. Maybe a second lumber camp in this area so you don't have to run so far. Or maybe like, oh no, these, how long has that been empty? Who knows? Where is he going? Where is he bringing these guys? Oh, he's going to start mining over here. And now the spearmen start to move to protect the new gold mine. Our Jeanne d'Arc player is massing an army, and I've said it before on the aggro cast, but this Jeanne d'Arc player loves to say he wants to send in raiding units. He rarely ever does it. He could kill all of these villagers, but instead he's gonna mass his army right here, and it's a massive night fight. So many knights on the field. We can't tell. 71 knights on the field total. Some are yellow, some are green. Let's see who wins this fight. The Springald doing work. We also have men-at-arms in here. So that does mean we have a barracks down, but still no spearmen. We will not play the rock, paper, scissors counter game. And the French knights look like they're going to clean this up. Maybe a couple spearmen would have helped our Jeanne d'Arc player, but instead he went men-at-arms. He's been playing too many games with his English main friend. He is going to run back under the keep that he put on these berries. A nice keep on double berries. And even though this keep is not going to do much damage to these French knights, they are scared. They will run away. Let's see where that barracks is. See if it might be... Is that going to be pumping out? Where's the barracks, guys? We don't have a barracks. How do you get that men-at-arms? Interesting, interesting. Plenty of food for our Jeanne d'Arc player. Just loads and loads of food. Floating too much food. He does have 31 villagers on gold here, and a couple idle villagers. They built a house, and they're gonna admire their house. It's very hard to become a homeowner here in 2024. We have 37 knights against 33 knights. He needs to get Jean back on the field. That's probably why he's saving his gold. I don't know how much Jean costs, but he definitely does. Return the Saint, 500. He does have enough to get Jean on the field, and he's going to make some defensive stone walls. Interesting decision of where to put this stone wall. I don't know why he's doing it there. But here come the French knights. They're going to fuck that mill up. And what is our English player up to? He's just kind of massing. Just massing. You know, he's got his barracks. He's making men-at-arms now. He's making a ton of archers. But he's only castle. He's going up against Imperial forces from our dragon player. And he still has these longbows here. This is hilarious. These longbows have been protecting these farms for an hour. Jean has returned to the battlefield. She will jump into the fight. We have 11. Okay, we're making some archers. It looks like we're going for crossbows here. And these villagers will just hang out until there's enough wood to make some more buildings. We do have enough wood, but don't tell them that. Let's focus on the macro of our dragon player. He does put up the university. He does have enough for maybe some biology, but he made something else instead. Looks like because he's going a lot of cavalry, biology would be nice. But now he's going hand cannoneers. These will clean up those spears and archers. We have a trebuchet coming in. Oh no, and a big raid coming in from the French on the Jeanne d'Arc. He's going to go right for the TC. He's bypassing everything. He's going right for the TC. And the Jeanne player, quick to respond, gets back, throws 15 villagers in the TC, and then attacks with his knights. And here come the crossbows. They're going to be doing massive amounts of damage to these knights. The knights running around the TC, not sure why they're doing that, but these crossbows are not being targeted by the French knights, and they're going to clean up a great stand by our Jeanne d'Arc player, finally getting another unit in the game besides knights. And looks like our English player is going to move forward after the sacred site was captured. But what he doesn't realize is the dragon player has also been making units this entire time. 2 great mangonel shots in, and here come the men-at-arms. They're going straight for the mangonels, but they're going to get blasted apart by the hand cannoneers and men-at-arms of the dragon. He's going to lose the men-at-arms, but he does still have plenty of units here on the front line. Crossbows, spears, archers. These mangonels, oh, it'd be great to get those into the fight, but it doesn't look like they're going to yet. Here they come. Does the dragon have more units? Where are his units? He's got hand cannoneers up here. He's in a fight down here. Let's focus in on the dragon. He only has 18 military. Nice little mangonel shot, but it's too costly as he loses 2 mangonels. A lot of idle villagers. Idle villagers everywhere. Let's check in on the enemies here. Idle villagers everywhere. We just got idle villagers. And here, for the French player, no idle villagers, but also very few army. Only 39 army left. Let's check in on our dragon player and see if he can hold this advance. He was trying to build a keep, but he's gonna have to back that off. Still no university upgrades, even though he put the university down. He probably should be upgrading biology or chemistry if he's gonna go into hand cannoneers and knights and horsemen. This horseman is gonna attack this spear by himself. Not the best decision. He's gonna take a lot of damage in this one-on-one fight. Here comes the more defensive keep as the English player burns buildings, just a lumber camp, so that doesn't make much sense. Looks like a Landsknecht is coming out. If he can get around these archers and attack the spearmen and men-at-arms, these Landsknecht are going to do a lot of damage. And it looks like the Elsbach is paying off a little bit, but man, would it be really nice to have those villagers from the Swabia. 20 idle villagers after you built that keep. Throw them on some kind of resource, maybe gold. You need some more gold coming in. Let's see, checking in our Jeanne d'Arc player. And these archers that were protecting the farms for 30 minutes have now joined the battle. And all of the French knights are going to go down. The Jeanne d'Arc player with a massive win in this fight, and he's going to start sieging down the stables. Maybe the keep instead, but no, he's going to go for the stables, and these crossbows fucking hate stables. They do not want to see any more stables on the field. Look at the carnage here. And our English player is not advancing. He's building the Berkshire so far away that it's not going to do anything. So an interesting strategy by the English player as the French player his base gets ravaged by the Jeanne d'Arc, down to 53 villagers, 26 of them being idle within these buildings. And the rest up on these berries, easy targets for the French player. He's got 20 on gold. We don't know where the gold is. It's back here. Another easy target for the French player, but he doesn't make raiding units. He says he wants to. He never does. He is going to take down the French, though, which is a win. You know, you got to count that as a win. He's going to take down the French. The variant succeeds, and the Berkshire, like I said, is not going to really do anything, as it's just going to attack this barracks. And he's going to come in with 3 mangonels because he knows all of the English units are susceptible to mangonels, and the English took way too long making an attack here with just 3 rams. Where are the units from the dragon player? Here's a couple. Here's a couple more. They're pretty scattered around the base. Interesting decision to scatter them. He's not going to want to attack this Berkshire. The Berkshire is just too powerful. But what he could do is walk right through the middle of the map, because the Berkshire is protecting nothing. I don't know why he put his Berkshire here. Someone's gonna have to explain that to me. I'm only a gold shitter myself. Let's check back in on the French base. Yep, just as we thought, it's gone. And he's gonna keep mining this this gold here as opposed to trying to get back into the English base. But he is gonna use his veteran knights to protect these farms. Once again, not a mill in sight on these farms. Not a mill in sight on these farms. Is he even getting the mill upgrades? No, he is not. This is really bad macro by our English player, as the French does not care that his teammate is under siege. He's going to kill this base. He's not going to look for the extra villagers. Oh, they're actually gone. Peekaboo. But here he comes. Here he comes. And the tower spots it out as the last 20 villagers. Let's see if he has any more. Yep, 27 villagers left for the French player. And the Jean player puts a keep in, making sure that this TC will not get back up. Let's check in on our English player. He's got 109 military, but is it an impressive 109 military? No. These trebuchets, they can attack, but the Berkshire has so much range that they're gonna back off. I don't know if the Dragon player is calling for aid from his teammate, but English is in for a rude awakening. Because if you look on the minimap here, he has his entire army of 82, let's say 86, and the French army, which never breaks apart. It's always all together. They always are always all together. They're coming into the base, and they're coming in fast. Okay, let's not say it's too fast as they start to run away. The 31 spears, they're going to do a lot of damage to these knights. And this is what I was saying earlier in the game. If any of our protagonists just put down a couple spears to deal with the French knights, it would have been a wrap. But instead, he's just going to fight these spears with his knights. And here come the hand cannoneers. Is he going to react? No, he's going to go forward. He's going to let his base die to try to kill one of the two bases of his enemy. Wild decision. I mean, do we care if the dragon holds this? Because this game is over. He's letting his base die. He's letting his base die for the KD. I mean, there's not even a fight here, so I guess we'll watch the defense. Rams are going down. Units are going down. Here come the mangonels. A lot of trebuchets going to attack this. Finally getting a university upgrade. Put that university down about 15 minutes ago. 21 idle villagers. They're all over the place. It's okay. We have relics. Look at the range on this Elsback with a relic inside. Beautiful. Oh, great mangonel shots here. Yeah, so the English army has been cleaned up. His base has been cleaned up. And these guys just refuse to quit. We're going to build houses along the edge. We refuse to quit. And there it is. There's the final GG surrender. This game was over quite a while ago, but that's what it takes in Gold League Legends. You need to kill every single building.